Get comfy. My name's Cade Bonnette. My tag online is brewerdog. I decided to learn a little bit more about the Smash League here, the Panther Den, and I guess I start out by getting what's your name and what's your tag?
I'm Jonathan Kramer. My tag is IcyGongoozle, and I'm ranked like third best player in Smash right now for the team, obviously.
That's fair. What'd you come up with that tag?
Yeah. So the origin of this actually wasn't never from Smash. I've always considered my gamer tag to be Icy because my mom was just like, "Oh, don't use your real name online. It's dangerous, son." And I was like, okay. I looked outside and I just saw snow. I was like, oh, it's icy out. And the Gongoozle part actually came from when Overwatch 2 first dropped, and my friend group was all like texting me like, JJ, you gotta join us. We need one more person for our group of 5. Go make a Battle.net account like right now. I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do for my username? I want to find something like original for Overwatch, I guess. So I went on a generator and I typed in Icy and found out IcyGongoozle. I'm like, what the hell is a Gongoozle?
What is a Gongoozle?
I don't know. It's a word that the generator made up, and me and Owen have kind of just had our own like inside joke that it's like, you know how the Smurfs replace all their like words with that. It's kind of like that. It's to the point where I'm not even called by my gamer tag anymore. They call me the Gongoozler. They'll walk on me playing a match like, oh, the Gongoozler, he's gonna Gongoozle all over this guy. He's gonna Gongoozle the competition. I'm like, what? I don't know what that means, but yeah, you're right.
We love Xbox generated usernames. What year are you and what is your major?
I am a freshman and my major is digital media production.
Why did you choose that as your major?
In my own free time, when outside of playing video games, I'd like to take clips of like really cool like stuff I just pulled off and just see what I could do to edit it and like really just make it look better. I didn't really find out I had a real passion for editing until I took my like first semester of senior year of high school. Went into this movie making class that would teach you how movies are made, and the final was making a movie with a group, and I did like all of the editing. They gave it all to me, just dumped the entire workload, but it took a long ass time, but like at the end of it I really enjoyed it. It was super satisfying to finish, and I was like, I could do this for like the rest of my life. This is amazing. I love doing this.
Before coming to UNI, what school did you go to?
I went to Johnston High School. I tried to start up my own esports club there. Actually, it did not go well. Barely any people actually showed up. It was only once a week, and I kind of just set up a small monitor with my Switch and just played Smash with friends who actually did want to show up. So I'm really glad that this whole thing gave me a real opportunity to experience what an actual esports group was like. But yeah, it was Johnston High School all the way down in Des Moines, Iowa. The only real things I did outside of schooling was track and cross country as extracurriculars.
Who introduced you to Smash, and what was your first Smash game?
It's like really going way back. Near my parents' work, there was an old gym. It was the Y, and sometimes it would be my grandma, sometimes it would be my mom or dad. They'd go there, and then they'd drop me off at the daycare, and they had these old vintage McDonald's, like, you know how McDonald's would used to have like these old vintage things that had N64 games on it. Surprisingly, my first game was Smash 64 because I had the entire game on that, and I'd just sit there and like wonder, oh my god, who are these characters? Like, I couldn't even pronounce Kirby right. That's how young I was. I was just a toddler, like, ogling at this really crappy small screen. And, yeah, I would just sit there and just, like, try and play, but really I never knew how to work a GameCube controller. But that really it really made me just think, like, oh my god, this game is amazing. I need to find this. I have to find it somewhere. And 2 years later, when I got older, finally, my uncle bought me Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii, and that's where I really fell in love with the game. And then Smash 4 was like it was like watching evolution, kind of, because I was like a dumb, stupid creature, and I'd slowly like, I can walk, I can move this, I can pull off combos, I know the actual controls, I know actually how to play the game to a slightly competent level. And I feel like this whole is like almost nearing my peak almost, because I'm like, I know how to move, I know how to do combos, but I need to know how to get into my opponent's head. What's the perfect mindset? What are the perfect characters, stages, optimal routes, combos, neutral game. It's amazing how far I've gone just from just a kid staring at an old vintage screen looking at Smash 64 rosters.
I know you explained it a little bit, but what keeps you continuing to play this game?
really just seeing how far I can go with the skill ceiling that I can push. I've never, one of my biggest issues was trying to find a character I really wanted to cement in using. So for the longest time, like Smash 4, I was a DDD main for the longest time, and it wasn't until Ultimate where I was like, I'm losing games. I should not be losing at all because I'm playing a character with heavy weight, he's super sluggish, terrible frame data. I need to find characters I can actually do. So most of my senior year was me like playing with my friends at lunch, soul searching, looking for a character, and eventually at the end of it, it was just me knowing how to play several different characters. And it's to the point where even Owen or Sully will look at me and they'll go, you can play like 7 different characters in a tournament setting. You can terrify people with just, you can counterpick almost any option here at this point. And I was like, I never really thought of it. I was just trying to find a main.
I guess, what's your main and why did you pick them?
Right now, my main is pretty much solidified to be Yoshi. Yoshi's a solid A tier from what I can recall. He's just super fast, and it's kind of ironic considering he was mostly my childhood character. He's the one I'd look at the most for 64. But yeah, looking at all the characters, I sat down with Owen and Sully, and they were like, "Okay, we're looking at all your characters. The best one you have is Yoshi. Yoshi's the most well-rounded. You need to get into the own free time and just lab out Yoshi. You can find out because he's going to be the most oppressive character out of your entire roster. You're going to be carrying us through most of the matches." And right now, for our crew battles, I have been carrying as a solid starter, at least taking about 5 stocks minimum.
So I guess the esports team, in general, the esports Smash team pushed you to just play this character?
Yeah, I didn't really mind it because I was like, I'll take anything. I want all the tips I can get. I want to find what is the best option for me to choose right now to get better. I want to get better at any moment, any second I'm breathing, I want to get better at it. So yeah, they told me to go Yoshi, and I've just been flourishing from there, really.
A lot of players agree that the growth and just be able to see himself change over time is what keeps him in. And so it's great to kind of see that but that path continue that keeps everybody driving to play this game. What are the challenges you face playing with this character, and what is something you would change because of that?
Oh my gosh, Yoshi, I can't really complain too much about Yoshi. He gets so much good utility and moves. I'd say one of them would be with his side special, really, the egg roll. It's super situational. It'll kill all the air momentum he has because he has the top airspeed in the entire game. He can just zip around the map if he wanted to. But the minute you accidentally click side B, it's over. All your air momentum's gone and you're stuck in this egg. Doesn't deal good damage, not enough shield pressure. It's like you can't find any use for it. The minute you pull out egg roll in a fight, the first thing you want to do is, I gotta get the hell away from this dude. He's gonna hit me. It's so easy to just punish egg roll. I've tried to think of ways I could potentially fix it, and what I've eventually just thought in my head is, Super Mario World had where when you got on Yoshi's back, his tongue looked a lot longer than what he does with his neutral B. I would think of adding a second command grab, essentially, where it'll be a longer animation to take out, but it'll have more range and it can catch people with a longer hitbox, and then it'll be essentially like Yoshi just caught you in a normal grab. He can throw you up, down, left, right, just whatever, really.
All right, I think that's pretty fair. That's really fair. I know a lot of people are can't really change much about it or change the hitbox, but it also, there's half the players here play heavy characters, and that's something I expected. Half the weekly just be heavy characters. Regarding the weekly, why do you come to Smash Weekly?
I usually come to it because I know there's going to be really strong people that I've never met before, never fought before, that play characters I don't usually fight as much, and I just want to see it as an opportunity to grow and get better. Like today, really good player, Riku. He plays a really solid Sora and a really good Pyramithra, and it just infuriates me how he's just so good. I've fought him on 3 different occasions. The most recent ones were I'd barely lose to him by a few interactions, and that would frustrate me so much, but I can't deny he's amazingly good at the game. But today I did actually manage to get the run back on him, but not with Yoshi, no. Again, with Sully saying, you know, it's too many characters, you could just swap up and counterplay and throw them off their game, and that's exactly what I did.
What do you enjoy most about the weekly, and is there anything you would change about the weekly?
Honestly, I enjoyed nearly about everything. I just loved the sense of competition, but also how everybody around you is really friendly, really. Everybody just jokes around the entire time. They'll laugh. They'll be like, oh, yeah, you got me, GG's, whatever. because at the end of the day, it's not like we're betting money on it like it's an actual like tournament. It's
like dark vesting.
yeah, like I don't want to like, oh man, I have $5 on the line as my entry fee. Like I have to go. Like I can't lose now. It's like, oh well, whatever. There's next week anyway. Well, haha. But there's like a fine line between taking it like lightly and also wanting to get better. And I think you have to have a nice balance of both of that to really enjoy the weekly to the fullest extent.
I think a lot of players would agree with that. Before we end this interview, is there anyone you want to shout out?
I want to shout out to my boy all the way back in Des Moines, Cade. The only reason I'd actually win this matchup against Riku, for the longest time, for the whole first semester, he's like, my friends betted me the next 3 months I have to play nothing but Pyra and Mithra for 3 whole months. So you're gonna be playing Pyra and Mithra every lunch for 3 months straight. And I'm like, great, just amazing. I love it. So for I learned how to fight the characters with the ones I usually like doing, and that I feel like that was really what helped me today in the match against Riku. So yeah, I'd give a shout out to Key or Simon.
All right, great talking to you, Icy.